Temp check. What kind of summer are we having this year? A family road trip summer? A beach bum summer? Or a wake me up when the sun sets summer? With Instacart, choose your own adventure and skip the shopping side quests. Where available, you can get ice cream delivered to your hotel, sunscreen to the pool, or cold brew to your bed. Well, door, in as fast as 30 minutes. Wherever you find yourself this summer, you can get the goods. Download Instacart for free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum $10 per order. Excludes restaurants. Additional terms and fees apply.
Getting the smile and confidence you've been dreaming about, all from the comfort of your home, isn't a total mystery with Byte clear aligners. Just don't be surprised if all your friends start asking, "What's your secret?" Begin by ordering your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95. Byte clear aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces, plus they offer flexible financing, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Hey friends. Ooh, it's hot in the city. It's summer. And me and producer Steph and the Edit Audio team are taking a little summer hiatus. Woo! For us. But we didn't want to leave you all alone, so we're sharing some of our favorite episodes. Today, we've got Podgie's episode. Podgie took a big leap of faith and became a full-time Twitch streamer, but it didn't turn out exactly as they'd hoped. Now they feel sort of stuck when thinking about what their next step is. So it's time to confront that indecisiveness in the face of what may or may not be a past failure. Okay, take a listen, and we will be back with new episodes on September 10th.
Edit audio.
So I'm working as the front of the house manager for a restaurant called Stick to Your Ribs. Yes, I am aware. You don't need to say anything about that. And the general manager, he likes me and he says, "Hey, Robin, I'm leaving this place. I'm heading to Pizza Hut. I'm going to work on the corporate side of things. I think you're great. I could get you an interview and you could manage a chain." And I'm like, Pizza Hut? But then he says it pays $35,000 a year. And my eyes are like saucers, like Tom and Jerry cartoon, because that's more money than I've ever made. So I take the phone interview. It goes well. And the next thing I know, some lady is booking me on a private plane to fly to some town in like Rhode Island or Massachusetts, something New Englandy. I don't remember any of the details, except that I'm going to talk to the big cheese over at Pizza Hut. I can't even with this. I wake up that day before the flight, and I'm like, what in the actual fuck am I doing? I do not want to manage a Pizza Hut. No offense to anyone who does. It's just not me. And I immediately cancel the interview. I burn some bridges, which has never come back to haunt me. Thankfully, I can still order Pizza Hut whenever I choose. But now I'm lying in my bed and I'm thinking, what in the hell am I doing with myself? Like, what's my next step? How do I actually take it? I cannot be in a position where I just grab whatever opportunity floats by me. I have to be more directed in my steps. How do I figure out my path when I don't trust myself to do what's right? What's next? Hello, folks. I'm Robin Hopkins, and this is Well Adjusting, where I talk to people about life stuff, but not in an NPR way, more like a we're at the bar, and we're having cocktails, and I am getting into your business sort of way.
Oh, we love a cocktail.
Oh, and producer Steph is here too.
Oh yeah, hi, that's me.
Today we chat, starting again after you failed. All right, people. I have to say, I am so excited about today's guest. It is a person named Podgie. I loved talking to them. They're a Twitch streamer, an artist, and they are in an interesting place, the middle of a very major life moment. They keep having this question. It keeps coming up for them. How do I figure out what my next move is when I'm afraid I'm going to fail and I'm going to lose time? How do I know what is right for me to do next? Like, they're even questioning what's success, what's failure when you're going for something? And even more importantly, or even harder, what do you do when you're stuck? I mean, these are humongous, big life questions. And I think if we're all being honest, we have all been exactly where Podgie is. So that is a cue for me to shut my mouth and let's get right into this conversation.
Hi, hello. I'm Podge. My pronouns are they, she. Right now I'm living in my mom's basement trying to figure out my life. Yeah. So currently I'm working full time. I took a step back from streaming just to kind of figure out what the hell I'm doing with my life.
Are you still a streamer on Twitch, or you were doing that, or you were trying to make a go of it? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I did it full time. I was doing it a lot and then working like side jobs and everything. And that was like my only source of, well, one of my main sources of income. And so the monetary thing attached to it is very stressful.
Yeah.
And kind of takes away from the enjoyment, and because you're always trying to do things to, you know, get further or get noticed, and you try these things and you think they're going to work out and then they don't. And then you're like, okay, well, what the heck do I do next? Because you've already tried what you think you can do. And it's also what, like, trying all these new things and them not working out, it like really disheartens you to try even more new things, because you're like, well, what's the point of trying? Because it didn't work out previously. So why would I try? And like your creativity, it eats at it. And so I just got kind of run down, and my mental health just became not very great from doing it for so long. And then also with my ex, he was afraid I was going to get too big on Twitch and then leave him. And so I was just like, I don't think that's really, I think you just...
Way to try to hold me down, turd face.
I know. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to leave you anyway.
Now I am.
The whole thing was like, I was going to provide for us with streaming. So starting streaming, it wasn't fun from the get-go.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun, but it was just like, okay, I got to make money.
Pressure
the
cooker.
whole time. Yes. Yeah. So left him, whatever, moved here. So now I'm just trying to figure out, I guess, my whole life. Again, I've done this many a time, but I think now it's like... Now it's different because it's like, I'm going to try and figure out what's the most enjoyable for me, and not because I'm doing it for other people or what I think that they think I should be doing and to appease them, because that just never works. You attach your self-image to it so much that if things don't work out, you blame yourself. And yeah, it's way more personal than just a normal job would be. And it's just like a 24/7 thing. Live reactions and everything, and you have to always be on. And the thing with Twitch is like you can do anything you want on there. And so I really did that. I would do my makeup on stream. I would play video games on stream. I did a lot of these paintings on stream. So you got the camera on, or you don't have to have a camera, but there's a live chat. You're talking in real time to people. And then anxiety comes into it too, because then you'll like rewatch the stream or rewatch a clip. And then sometimes it's like you could do something embarrassing or just like something on stream and it can go viral, and you can go viral for that and then have to deal with that stuff. Thankfully, that never happened to me, but I do have close friends who have had a number of things like just go viral and stuff. And then that's like a whole other thing that comes with it, because like people forget you're a real human being a lot of the time.
No, people feel free to say anything they want to about you online. It's like we've lost all of our sense of we might hurt another person. So what was the point where you were like, this is too much? Like, I'm feeling all this pressure. People are mean, and I'm having to create content 24/7, and I'm trying to monetize it. Like, when did that become like, I don't think this is what I thought I wanted it to be?
Last year, my mental health, I was just like struggling with it, trying to figure out how to make it better, how to be a healthy human being. And with content creation and your first thought always pertaining to streaming or social media.
That's good content.
I should do that. I should do this and post this. And it's like your wants and like things you want to do come second. And so I realized it was just like, okay, it's like streams up here and I'm like all the way down here, and it should be opposite.
Yeah. And also, like, is the time that you're spending streaming, if you're putting out a persona, even if it's just a slight variation of who you are you really in the moment and enjoying it? Or are you you're working all the time?
Yeah, you're always working. Because like, I mean, I try to be as authentic as I can be, but sometimes I'm just like really low energy, and like low energy streams don't always gain the most like monetary, traction. And so you kind of always have to be like up, but mental health.
Yeah, but like maybe I don't feel like being up today. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's an argument to be made. It's your job. When I go into my job, when I had a day job, like a corporate-y day job, like I don't get to bring all my shit from home into my day job. I have to like write myself. I have to walk in the door. Or at least that was the way I went into work because I wanted to continue to have a job. You can't just bring your crap with you. But there's this really blurry line that happens with being an influencer or being, a content creator where it's 24/7. Like you said, you're always like, what's the next moment in my life that I'm going to put on out for everyone to see?
Yeah. And it's just like that first thought of like, oh, I should do this for this. And it's like, you forget like what you like to do for yourself. You have to have your own things.
Yeah.
And if like, because I started doing like art on Twitch and stuff and then started doing commissions. And it's like, okay, well now I hate doing art because it's not for me anymore. It's not, relaxing anymore. Now it's just stressful. Yeah. And now I'm like, I don't want to paint because I have to. It sucks a lot out of you.
And so obviously like this is like a tipping point and you're just at some point you're like, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Yeah. I still want to do it and I still do, but full time, it's just like it changes it completely because it's not just like a fun thing you get to do, or at least not for a lot of people because you have to worry about, paying my bills. Yeah. The whole thing with that is like you want to have multiple sources of income, and that's like hard to do because there's no manual on how to be a successful full-time content creator.
No, it's
you have
so
to
winging
figure
it.
it out.
It's so winging it.
Yeah, you can get advice and you kind of try what other people do, but it doesn't work out for you always. And so I was really broke. I had savings, and that's the thing. You want to have savings before you do it. And I had, months of savings in case things went wrong. And then, of course,
things went wrong.
I had multiple emergency vet visits that took all of my savings. And then also with Twitch, they don't take out any taxes. And so all my savings went to taxes. And then it was just like, okay, cool. Now
I live in my mom's basement.
Yeah. Now I live in my mom's basement. So it just became just so stressful. And so I was just like, I think I'm gonna take a step back. And that's always hard because then it's like, okay, do I continue this? Do I get a job? Because, taking time away to make money somewhere else takes away time you can put into a stream and lose all of that. So it's like any momentum you have could just be gone.
Yeah.
And so it's just like this whole game, everything being an uncertainty is like, when is the breaking point for a person trying to do something creative to make a living?
And I also think when is the breaking point is something we should all be aware of in all the things like bad relationships, friendships, what's the tipping point? When are you getting less out of it, or just when is it worse for you, I guess? And I think sometimes we're in it and we don't realize it until you're past your breaking point. At least I know that's for me. Like, I know I need alone time in my family, and I never know that I need alone time until I'm screaming at everyone.
Until you've already needed it.
Until I needed it for 2 weeks and didn't recognize it. Because I'm just not great at always processing what's going on for me right in the moment. It just takes me a minute sometimes to see, oh, that's why you're being a jerk. So back to you. So you're now at this breaking point, and is there a fear there of I might go down this Twitch path again and spend a year and then turn around and be like, oh, this wasn't the right thing? Is that where you are or where you were?
Yeah, I think that's currently where I'm at, because now I'm like, I'm going to go to school. And now I'm like, I can't afford it. So I can't go to school even if I wanted to. So now I'm like, okay, well, if I can't go to school yet, what do I work towards? Because I'm like, I can't just sit around and wait, because that's I feel like what I've done this X amount of years is just waiting. Now I kind of try to plan. I wait and plan, but sometimes I just I think I'm a waiter, but then I'm just procrastinating.
Or what's that line between what is that phrase that's the paralysis of analysis? You could spend so much time being like, well, maybe if I do this, maybe if I don't do that. I mean, it sounds to me like when you went to do the Twitch thing, you had a savings, you made sure that you had a safety net. So it sounds like you're very thoughtful in these decisions and choices you're making, but nervous.
Yeah. And, many times in therapy, it's you can analyze and think about everything all you want, but there comes a point where it's you're thinking way too much.
Yeah.
And that's the hard point to be because I also have ADHD and impulse, hard, impulse things. And so it's just trying to find the line between, okay, have I done enough research? Have I done too much, or have I not done enough? And I'm just winging it. And so it's hard.
I'm finding this with a lot of people that I talk to. But I do think we have to respect the fact that globally we've been in a pandemic for 2 years. And there's a lot of life changes that happened, and you've had what are those things they always say, like the top things are moving, career change. You have several of the top 5 biggest stressors going on in your life right now, and you have to pay respect to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's hard to take it, like, you know, the moment where you like take a step back and you like realize what you've done, because there's been many a time I like talk about whatever on stream and I'm like, oh my God, I have done so much, but I feel like I've done nothing. And so it's hard having been in the pandemic and I'm like, cool, I've been stuck inside for how many years? I feel like I haven't done anything. I feel like I could have done more. And so it's just like hard to recognize what you've done without feeling like you haven't done anything.
Hi, friends. Now, I know you are all smart. I mean, you listen to this show after all. So I wanted to tell you about Timeline. Timeline is a Swiss-based life science company and a global leader in urolithin A research. Now, if you're like me, you don't know what urolithin A is. So I'm here to channel my inner high school science teacher and tell you. Urolithin A, it's a powerful postbiotic that is nearly impossible to get from your diet alone. I mean, if it could be found in Coke Zero, you know that I would definitely have found it by now. But instead, I have Timeline. Now, their product, MitoPure, is the first to offer a precise dose of urolithin A. It upgrades your mitochondrial function, increases cellular energy, and it improves muscle strength and endurance. Now, I am confident that you, my smart listener, excelled in high school science studies, which means that you know that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. And you also know that they are a key influence in how we age. So as the years pass, and friends, they are going by so quickly, our mitochondrial efficiency declines, which affects our quality of life. Think of MitoPure as a little Pac-Man in your cells, chomping up the damaged mitochondria that make you feel tired and recycling it into new healthy ones. Now, you can take MitoPure in 2 ways. They've got soft gels for when you're on the go and you want something super convenient. Oh, and they have a berry powder mix, which you can incorporate into breakfast, maybe your daily yogurt, smoothie, or even a Coke Zero if you're me. Now, taking 2 MitoPure soft gels a day for only 2 months can help you feel big improvements in your cellular energy, muscle strength, and endurance. Now, after 4 months, you're going to feel yourself getting stronger, experiencing less inflammation, and recovering faster after workouts. And you all know that after my early morning tennis, I need to recover. Okay, Timeline has a special offer for you, my favorite listeners. Timeline is offering 10% off your first order of MitoPure. Go to timeline.com/RobHop. That's TIMELINE.com/RobHop. Hop to it, y'all.
This podcast is brought to you by eHarmony, the dating app to find someone you can be yourself with. Why doesn't eHarmony allow copy and paste in first messages? Because you are unique, and your conversations should reflect that. eHarmony wants you to find someone who will get you. How are you going to know who gets you if people send you the same generic conversation starters they message everyone else? Conversations that actually help you get to know each other. Imagine that. Get who gets you on eHarmony. Sign up today.
This episode is sponsored by AutoTrader. Credit scores, down payments, interest rates. Car buying can be a numbers game, but you don't have to be a math expert to get the keys to your dream car. Just use Kelley Blue Book My Wallet on AutoTrader. Crunch your numbers and get your personalized results so you know exactly how much you'll pay each month for your car. It's like having a magic wand for your wallet. Presto! The car you've been wanting is now within reach. So hit the road and leave your calculator at home. Find your next car on autotrader.com.
So what's the area that you want to go into? Or can you talk about like where you are right now and what you're putting in place or what you want to do? Or
Yeah, so right now I'm just, at the moment, I'm like, okay, to be able to do anything else, I got to be financially stable. And so I found this job and I'm trying to work. And then what comes after that is like, okay, besides making money, what do I want to do? And so I thought, maybe I'll go to school. Maybe I'll do graphic design because I like art and I want to do more artsy things. But then, you know, being afraid to make art or creativity a career when I just did something similar. And then also I can't afford it. So I'm like, okay, I just really want to make art for not a living, but just like that's what I want to spend my time on. And so I want to paint and I want to do murals and stuff like that. But then it's just like, okay, how do I even get started with that? And like another thing with ADHD is like, okay, there's this cool thing, this craft, I got to get all this stuff to do it.
Oh, yeah,
and then
yeah.
There's been so many times I've done that. And I'm like, cool, now I have all this stuff and I'm going to get back in bed.
Yeah.
I spent too much effort on it. So, yeah.
Well, I wonder if, like, I was just talking to a friend and her son is just coming out of college and he just got a promotion at a job that he doesn't like or doesn't want. And I was like, congratulations. But he's like, I want to be in sports. And I was like, well, that's a really big field. Like, what do you want to do? If you go down a path that's not the path you want to go on, you can get into the golden handcuffs. Like, you start making money and you start getting promoted. And then to go on another career track, you have to accept less money. And it gets hard to do that because, like, it's one thing to be eating ramen at 23. It's another thing to be doing it when you're 43. That's not cute anymore. But one of the things that I was thinking for him, and it makes me think about it for you too, is like, what are the things that you could do that would give you experience to see if it's a thing that you like in that area that might bring you income at the same time, that might, like, two birds, one stone, like freelance design work. You know, is that something that you could look into doing to just see, like, to put your foot in the water and see if it's something you like or enjoy and make money at the same time? I don't know.
Yeah. I think it becomes with like, okay, I need to learn a little bit of the skill and getting the like discipline, self-discipline to learn a new skill, to be able to use that skill to do whatever you want to do. Because like I've got very, very little skill in graphic design. And so that would be a good step to do. But then having to try and learn that is like hard because I'm like, okay, do I need this skill? Or is this going to be a waste of time?
I think we can get in our head a lot about what we need or don't want. Like, one of the things I learned in business is that people are just full of shit. Like, I mean, I've said this before, like I worked with this guy and he's one of the experts on the show and he's a fucking amazing leader. But one of the things I learned from him is that sometimes he just says things louder than everyone else and with a lot of confidence. And it sounds really thought out. And like afterward, I'll be like, you think that's for sure? And he's like, I don't know. Let's see. But he was able to lead a company and everyone followed him because he goes for it and he just moves something forward. And then he's able to say, okay, this worked, this didn't. But I wonder if maybe you just need to be practiced at saying things louder.
Yeah.
Take up more space.
Yeah, that's been hard, trying to be loud with my voice.
I can see that, by the way. I can see that. I want you to be more brash and louder already. I want you to be as fabulous as your hair.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I need to be more like that with my brain because it's like I'll have these thoughts. I'm like, okay, I want to do this and this. And it's like, okay, well, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. But it's like, I need to listen to my brain being like, no, we're going to do this. Or I want to do this. Let's try it out. And I'm like, well, but maybe I should be like, okay, fine. Let's do it.
Well, like, let me ask you this question. What is the worst that can happen? If you step it forward, you have more life experience now. If it doesn't work out, if you don't make it a failure on your part, it's not a failure. It's just more information that you can use for your next step forward or to the right or to the left. Yeah. It's not linear. You know, it's like you take a step, you go over here, you're over here.
Yeah. You never know unless you start.
Yeah.
So it's like, I never know if I make that joint. Like, if I never would have started streaming, I never would have made it like a 4-year thing. Because there's been many a time in my life I've done that when I had the brain power too. Like when I went to school, I was just going to get like my 2-year degree, whatever. And then I took like one class in like plant science. And then I ended up getting like a plant science degree because I liked agriculture so much. So like I never would have done that if I didn't try this one class. I used to do that a lot more and I wish I could get back to it. It's just like hard.
Yeah.
So now it's like trying to figure it out and do all these things, but then it's like, okay, but is it going to be worth it? But making it too calculated is hard.
Yeah. One of the things I learned, I want to say in my 20s, maybe 30s, is that like the way that I found things out of what I wanted to do next. I mean, I feel like I'm fortunate that I often know what I want. Generally speaking, I'm like, I want that. And then I want that. I want that. Like, it's like I'm moving too fast. And then my problem is more, I'm never in the moment because I'm already like, okay, I got that. What's next? And that's just as it's a different problem, but I'm not in the moment and I'm not experiencing joy. And like, it seems like yours is the flip side of that, where it's like you don't want to make the mistake. But I think the same solution might work. Like, moving it forward, I found out what I don't like. You know, like I was a stand-up at one point and I liked the art of it and I liked the process of it. But I was always like, oh, these hours, am I really going to be like 40 and doing a set at midnight? Like, no, that's not happening. I'm going to bed at 9. But what I liked about it was having my own voice. And so then I took my voice and moved it over to like writing. It was just fine tuning as I went, but none of that was a failure. I'm glad I had that time and that experience. And I wonder what like how you would get yourself back to just trying again without the fear.
Yeah, I think one of the main things is like now I have a job and I'm like, okay, once this all comes in, I don't have to worry about money. And it's been nice because then it's like now my days off are actually days off. And so I can actually put that to use. And so I have like a big thing I'm going to paint on, and I keep doing every little by little to actually start on it. And I'm actually going to start on it.
Yeah,
today.
you are.
I said I was going to yesterday, but it didn't work out. But today I will. So now my off days can actually be my off days, and I can, make strides to do the art that I want to do because I don't have to do the art for other people to get paid to pay my bills. And now I can just do what I want to do because now I have that actual free time. I don't have to use that towards social media and stream and all this stuff. So now it feels better to be able to do the art now. So I think I'll actually be able to, get myself to do it. And there's no it's nice because there's no start or stop time on it. Yeah. Because when I would stream it, it'd be like, okay, I'm going to start and finish this painting on stream. And then now it's like, okay, I'll work on it when I can. And I have the spoons too, and actually use my days off to relax. What's that?
Well, and if you're not judging yourself and, all the dates are arbitrary, like it's whatever you decide, wherever you need to be or whenever you want to be, you've made that up.
Yeah.
And maybe if you're bringing the art back into yourself personally and you're bringing joy back in and it might be a decompression and a rest that you need. And then who knows what can show up because then there's space for thoughts to come in. There's no space for thoughts when you're just like, da, 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 da,
Yeah, we need that space for growth.
Yeah.
So, and then, because that's been, looking back and stuff on whatever I've done and looking at old paintings. And I'm like, I didn't know I could do that. And then you see, like a few months later, you're like, I didn't know I could do that whenever I had thought I couldn't do that. So it's like that whole progression.
Sometimes it's just what you need. I don't think we're programmed for self-care. We're programmed to like what's next, or at least, this generation, because everything is so immediate and all the time. And
the FOMO, fear of missing out, that thing is like ruled my life, and I'm tired of it.
Say more about that. What are you worried about?
Just like, because especially in like the streaming space, I was just always like scrolling social media and looking for opportunities and looking for this and that, but not doing anything to work towards anything because I would feel like I was missing out on things that I could be getting if I were there right then. And so it's just like, just waiting around, it's not doing anything. So it's just like hard to be like, okay, well, can I do both? It's like, not really. So
I do think for like Gen Zers and millennials, it's like really difficult because everything has been squished together with social media and with your lives. It's like your life is your content, is your career, and it's all happening and it's never off. It's like long gone are the 1950s where it was, of course, just the dad, with his lunchbox. And he went to work from 9 to 5 and he worked at the same company for 35 years. And then he was on a pension. Like, it's just, we're so far from that.
Oh my God.
And there's so many different, like if it's like a picture with like a subway map with offshoots, there's so many offshoots that have come from that have impacted what you all have to go through. From people being mean to it's never off to, there's just all these little tree branches that make it hard. And the only thing I can think to do is to say, slow it down and just figure out what your next step is and don't put any pressure on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's like the best thing you can do, because there's been so many things I know myself and others have found out they can do with their lives that they would have never thought of if they didn't like think about what they really wanted to do. And they maybe being like, okay, well, what if I tried this? And what if I tried this? And seeing that, but trying not to let the other factors like shape it, because it's like, okay, well, I want to do this, but I can't afford it, or I can't do this. And so like, that's a huge thing, especially with my generation and whatever. It's just like, we can't afford to do anything that I want to do. So trying to figure that out in itself has been a lot. But
well, I mean, this is where I feel like I sound like an old bitch, but I feel like I call bullshit on that sometimes. Not you, but on the argument of time and money. Time and money are two things that we use a lot to get in our own way from when we're afraid, like to stop ourselves.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because you can find the time, like, you know, I wrote a book from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. while I had a full-time job, while I had one kid and was pregnant with another one. Now, granted, nobody's bought that book, but it exists and it is written and it's
still a book. I've never written a book.
It has gone through 4 drafts. Someday someone might buy it. But the point is like everything can be done in 45-minute spurts. Is it going to take longer? Did it take me a couple of years? Yep. But it did it. So it's like, I do think that's why I just keep saying smaller is better, small chunks. That first step, if you make the first step, I'm going back to college and I'm going to know where it is and this is the degree program. You're going to fail. The first step should just be like, I got online and I researched a graphics program. Boop. That's it. Small, manageable.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's just like the pressure being like, I have to figure it all out right now. But it's like you said, like the small bursts, you appreciate it more too, I feel like. But then it's like having to reshape from, okay, well, I'm going to put all these little spurts of time into things. But then it's just like, okay, well, I wasted that time in the end. But it's like, did you really waste it?
It's never a waste.
That's the thing, trying to reshape it. It's hard because what I've done before is like, okay, well, I spent that time on things that didn't work out. But then it's like, it's not wasted time. You just were figuring out what you liked and what you didn't like and what worked out and what didn't. It's not wasted time.
And like, can you imagine if you didn't go for the Twitch thing? You might still be sitting out there going, maybe I want to do Twitch full time. Maybe I want to do
that sometime.
And then not doing it.
That'd be cool to try it out.
And I don't know. I can't say this for sure, but I'd be willing to bet you had some good time in there. You made some money. You made connections.
Absolutely.
Like there were things that came from it. It's all your perspective. Like reframe it, how you're looking at that experience.
Oh yeah, no, I cherish that time. Now I'm back to the point where I miss streaming and like I can't do it. And I could, but I'm like, let's just take a way step back so I can enjoy it more. But now it's like I can miss it and know that whenever I stream, it's because I want to and not that I feel like I have to. So that's like, I feel like a huge step in itself is like realizing like, okay, I can enjoy it now that I want to. And because it's not all the things tied to it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hey friends, it's summertime in the city and me and producer Steph and the whole Edit Audio team are taking a little summer hiatus. I mean, woo for us. But while we're laying by the pool, or let's be honest, just 100% sweating in my 6th floor apartment, we will most likely still be thinking about the show and all the amazing guests that come on. So if you want to be one of those amazing guests and you have a problem that you want to pick apart with us, maybe get a little help, we're here. Get in touch. You can get me at Real Rob Hops on all the socials, or you can email us at hello@editaud.io. Say hi, tell us your problem. Let's do this. Come be on our show.
They say opposites attract. That's why the Sleep Number Smart Bed is the best bed for couples. You can each choose what's right for you, whenever you like. You like a bed that feels firm, but they want soft? Sleep Number does that. You want to sleep cooler, while they like to feel warm. Sleep Number does that too. Sleep Number Smart Beds also learn how you sleep and provide you with personalized insights to help you sleep even better. You have to feel it to believe it. Find the bed that's for both of you, only at a Sleep Number store. 9 out of 10 couples say they sleep better on a Sleep Number Smart Bed. Time to catch some Z's. JD Power ranks Sleep Number number 1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, Sleep Number smart beds starting at $9.99. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Want to teach your kids financial literacy, but not sure where to start? Greenlight can help. With Greenlight, parents can keep an eye on kids' spending and saving, while kids and teens use a card of their own to build money confidence. As a parent, you can send instant money transfers, set up chores, automate allowance, and more. It's a convenient way to run your household, customized to your family's needs, and the easy way to raise financially smart kids. Get started with Greenlight today and get your first month free at greenlight.com/Wondery.
You're back in your mom's now, and your mom is lovely, which is awesome. Is there like a possibility that you feel like too content there because your mom isn't giving you that pressure? Like, are you looking to her to get that pressure? Like, is it providing safety, or is it harnessing you from like actually making steps?
No, it's absolutely safety, because we had talked about that before moving in. Is like, I can't be too content here. Yeah. And she's wanting me to go to school. And so I feel that pressure. And I'm like, okay, this is a little too much pressure, Mom. I told her finally, I was like, I don't think that's for me for now. Because I was also worried about that. I was like, I don't want to get stuck. You know, at one point I lived alone and I loved that. And then I had a roommate, and then I went from that to living with my mom. So it's not just a roommate. It's like you have the whole like familial family aspect to it, which is different. But I like it more than having the roommate. So I think living here and then going and hopefully living on my own again in the future, I think will be nice.
And that's just another thing we just identified that you know you want for yourself. There's more that you know that you want for yourself. You just saying them out loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I want to.
By the way, you figured it out. I didn't. I just took credit for it. For what an asshole. Look at what we've just figured out here. You figured it out.
Yeah. No, I will live alone eventually, because I know I liked it. It was just hard on the mental health. So if I do that again, I got to be more aware.
What's your Twitch situation now? Like, do you have a bunch of followers? What's it called on Twitch? Fans? Streamers? Followers?
Yeah, it's followers. No, you got followers.
Lovers.
Yeah, lovers. I got 13K lovers. No. No, I mean, I was able to live off of it, pay my bills, and have a little bit for savings. And then it kind of switched from, okay, I'm able to pay my bills, to, okay, I'm barely scraping by, to, okay, shit, I got to figure shit out. So now it's like, I do it for fun. I still have the viewers, which is nice. I feel like I have the same amount of viewers as I did before and I do now. Yeah. And so it's like, there's not growth, but it's not like I lost everything.
Yeah. I feel like you're not done with Twitch in some way. Like, I feel like you're going to find a way. It's going to land in your life in a way that works for you.
Yeah. No, I'm hoping I can eventually, like, because I love doing art and stuff on there, but I'm hoping I can bring the whole aspect of like my art for fun and my art for me, but also do it on stream and share it with others. But because I want to, not because I feel like I have to.
And like, what if you just went on low energy and all and just did it? And like, you didn't try to change yourself. It's just as if you have a camera on, like Big Brother's watching.
Yeah. I mean, those have been like my favorite streams to do, because it's so low key. And there's sometimes I'm not even like looking at chat or whatever. And like they're talking amongst themselves, and I kind of hop in here and there. And we've had like the most in-depth, like amazing conversations when I've done art streams. And so I want to incorporate them more. One day I'm going to make a damn mural.
Well, your next step is bringing some joy back to you and artistic
some joy.
Creativity.
Yes.
And I'm so thankful that you wanted to share this with us, because we're all struggling and we're all just trying to figure ourselves out, and we all worry that we're doing the wrong thing. And I think anytime we could talk about something and see that we're not, that everything's okay, I think that's really helpful.
Yeah. Talking about it, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, I am awesome.
You
I'm boss
are.
bitch. And then it's hard because then you're comparing yourself to others, but everyone's comparing themselves to everyone. So it's just like this whole cycle.
Well, and you'll go out of this conversation and you'll have like an inflation that stays with you for a bit. But then it's like in 12-step programs, they always talk about, you have to do the tools every single day, because like, when you brushed your teeth yesterday, it doesn't, protect your teeth today, like that whole kind of thing. And it's, so you just, not you, but needs to just put more in their life where there's more of these conversations, more of these things, so that you keep getting the lift.
Yeah.
Find the joy in the things you're doing as much as possible, and then do the things you have to do versus labeling it a struggle. And I'll let you know when I've done that. That hasn't happened yet, but that's what I'm working on.
Perfect. I'll read that book.
Exactly. I will write that book, and then it will live in my drawer next to the other book.
Perfect. Next to my unfinished paintings.
And by the way, here's a little hot tip. If you are putting a lot of pressure on what comes next, get out of your own head. Here's what I want for you. I want you to ask friends for advice. Go see an expert if that feels right. Just try to take the question out of your own head and get some other perspectives. I truly believe that you will be amazed at what shows up when you let some other folks chime in to the mess that you've been yammering about in your own head. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, people, it is the time in the show everyone has been waiting for where I shut up. Yes, we could stop listening to me now. And we are going to get some expert advice from someone who knows about what to do when you are stuck in life. Take it away, Dolores.
Sometimes it becomes very difficult to move if you're always moving into the unknown. And you don't have a good relationship with the unknown. You see, most of the time we think we should know everything. So when I don't know and I don't want to take a step to find out, there's nothing I can do on that path. So maybe I could take a step to the side and just do something I can do. And I can get maybe some joy out of just doing what I can do. Because I'm pretty sure that, we spend a lot of time and energy talking about what didn't work. And so we don't have the energy to create something new. And sometimes it's frightening what we're discovering about ourselves. Maybe we're not who we thought we were. And then what do? If I'm not who I think I am, who am I? Age-old question, but where can I take a step? Where can I take a step? And let it be all right that I can't take that step or any of those. I can't do any of those. But maybe I could do that. Well, you ought to start a gratitude journal. Begin to get clear about what we have to be grateful for. Start every day off with gratitude. Take the pressure off by getting clear. My life is incredible. Begin to get grateful every day. Simple. I got that from Oprah.
Ooh, Dolores. That was ever so helpful, as always. Thank you. All right, folks, that's a wrap on this little episode. But before we go, I do want to say thank you, Podgie, for opening up your brain and sharing your struggle and letting us be a part of that conversation. For more Robin, and you may need that, you probably don't need it, but if you do, you can follow me at Real Rob Hops on all the platforms, all the socials, as the kids today say. Well Adjusting is an Edit Audio original, exec produced by Steph Colburn and Robin Hopkins. Thank you to Maria Passingham, Kathleen Speckert, and the whole Edit Audio team. Oh, hey, before you take out those AirPods, this show is just for entertainment. If you are in need of help, please reach out to a professional. Go ahead and get that help. You deserve it.